We are about to watch a Vice debate panel. This is a long video, so strap in. I know y'all heard me say the name Vice before. If y'all real watchers, real viewers, for real supporters, y'all heard me say that before, and y'all go see it again real soon. This is a debate panel about feminism, and two of the people on the panel are two people that we've seen on this channel before that I reacted to. Pearl from Just Pearly Things, the red-headed white girl, and Sydney Watson. And listen, I've seen clips from this panel. I have not seen the full thing, but I have a feeling that it's going to be very, very humorous. Okay? Let's see what's up, man. Oh, you know, Vice is a little bit more left-leaning. This is my left. Very left-leaning. So even if it's not overt, I have a feeling that we might see that when it comes to how they choose to edit and cut up certain things. Because I've been on one of their debates, okay? And we was filming for like 2 or more hours, bro. And this is a 43-minute video. So they were probably filming for a while. All right. This is going to be a long video.
How is it sexism when we have no barriers today? So we can pick what we want to pick.
Who doesn't have barriers?
Women don't have barriers?
Women, yeah. What's
we
stopping
have no
you? You
barriers.
can do whatever you want.
I can or you can?
What's stopping you?
They funny for using that as the opening clip. That bit was kind of stuck. See, seeing this is giving me an idea of how they're going to edit the one that I was on. Because they had us do a lot of like little extra shots and stuff at the end when we were done talking. And I was kind of like, okay, what are they going to do with these? But now I see. Boy, I put a little file, boy! I can't wait till that shit come out. The content going out the wazoo when that shit comes, okay?
In today's polarized world, is feminism dead? I saw your hand.
I think that depends on the definition of feminism. I strongly think that feminism is more of an action than an identity. I would say it's uplifting all women, in which case it's very alive. At the same time, if we do follow that definition, feminism has splintered off into so many different areas that you can look at people like Sheryl Sandberg who say you should just get another nanny if you feel oppressed. And if we're talking about that kind of feminism, yeah.
Well, that bitch don't got no legs.
As long as the human race exists, feminism will never be dead. There's something that we're always going to have to strive and work towards to make sure that there's equality. So feminism is not dead.
I don't know that it can die. As long as there's power and oppression, there will be people fighting for equity. And until that somehow goes away, feminism is alive and well.
I think feminism isn't actually about equality. It's about equality when it benefits us. I think feminism is really about women wanting special privileges and treatment at the expense of men often. And I think
what's on her face?
Well, sadly.
I'd say it's alive and well. I'd say that it's also very nuanced, and I think what it looks like is going to differ depending on where you are in the world.
Transgender.
For me, I just see it as a lens, which isn't necessarily antagonistic or protagonistic. It's just a useful tool.
Similar to what Pearl just
Sydney
said, I find that a lot of feminist ideology and thought today feels more of like a supremacist movement rather than something that is supposed to...
Yo, that's gonna trigger them. Talking about it's really a supremacist movement, bro. I know they feel the type of way for that. Cause you know when they say that word, they always talking about white supremacists. Okay, they don't be talking about them other motherfuckers that be trying to feel like they supreme over other people, which is how a lot of them leftists feel, how a lot of the ideological warriors feel, bruh. Shut up. She's spitting.
Advancing the goals of equality. I don't think that we can really term what's going on as feminism because it looks so different to, I think, the earlier feminist movement.
Yeah, it definitely has gotten more radical.
In that way, I would say it's taken its last breaths of life. It's dying.
Yeah, I definitely think it's getting more and more radicalized, for sure. So it's definitely still alive.
I think I'll preface and say that I don't know so much about modern Western feminism, and there might be a lot of terms that I don't know, like political jargon and stuff. But I believe in the advancement of women, whoever considers themselves a woman. I think there's a deficiency in society So it's deeply rooted that feminism has always existed. I think America's a little obsessed with themselves, and it's like always feminism is rooted in America. And like, oh, white women started it. And it's kind of offensive because for thousands of years, women have been dying for their rights.
I think as a Black woman specifically, when you talk about feminism, the mainstream first thing you think about is a certain type of feminism that tends to exclude still, even today, even with intersectional feminism, exclude African-American women, and it's always kind of done
That's
that.
facts. I think back then, who was it? They excluded... Fuck, we're gonna go there real quick. Who did they exclude? Sojourner Truth? Damn. I don't remember who was who, but one of the early feminist movements was these white women, and they like excluded Black women from the feminist movement. I don't remember their names, though. I wish I remember the top of my head so I could say that to you. I could look it up.
Also, like, upper middle class white women has predominantly been the face of what we quote unquote consider feminism.
I think feminism is attempting to say, okay, the first thing we agree on is that there are barriers and friction to what I need and what I want based on the fact that I'm a woman. What it ignores is that, and what privilege is that you may not have to think that being a woman and being a Black woman and being a Black woman who has a disability, for example, impacts you further. You have more barriers, you have more friction, you are less able to get what you want. You're undervalued in a way that's like, okay, well, you know, that's life. That's what I mean by equity, and that we're able to, without friction, all get the same needs met.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I disagree with that. I think life is easier if you're a girl, actually.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot
advantage.
of benefits that men don't have. I'm not going to speak anything to race. I'm just talking about gender specifically. It's usually like an excuse.
Why is that girl next to her smiling so hard? I feel like she's gonna be a little bit combative with her. I don't know, but you usually when they be smiling at you, it's not a good thing. Let's see.
I think as a girl, you have equal opportunity in the world. I think there's benefits, like, for example, we have quotas for women in specific jobs that are given to us that aren't given to men. So, yeah, I would say it's easier being a girl.
And to add to that, because I don't know if she's going to come back to that anymore, but the fact with these quotas, right, they give, and they do it with race and gender. Because they have to meet these quotas, oftentimes they give these jobs to people that are not qualified for the job. Meanwhile, people that actually do fit the qualifications and have the experience to do it, and have maybe they're more skilled, they lose out on the work. And that's why I see a lot of these companies, they fail in certain aspects because what they do, especially with Hollywood and movies and shit, because instead of focusing on hiring talented people with good work ethic and just good skills and capabilities, they hire people based off how they look, what's between their legs, the color of their skin, bullshit. You can't be surprised when that happens, when you base shit off of your identity. Let's keep going. Because I know they're not going to like what she just said.
Point over here, though, it seems there's a lot of pretty privilege in what you're saying, and that you're white and you present.
Do you think I'm pretty? Thank you.
I think that you present in a way that beauty standards have accepted. And so
they call me ugly on the internet all the time. They be roasting me daily.
Is Pearl bad? She a baddie or not? Hey, shout out Pearl, man.
I don't mean to say I think you're gorge. I just mean that there a certain value that we give to certain bodies.
I mean, let's also dig into why these quotas exist and why these, what you're calling privileges exist.
Because we want special treatment.
No, but it's because there have historically and presently in most jobs been fewer women and because of sexism.
How is it sexism when we have no barriers today? So we can pick what we want to pick.
Who doesn't have barriers?
Women don't have barriers?
Women, yeah. What's
we
stopping
have no
you? You
barriers.
can do whatever you want.
I can or you can?
What's stopping you? As a woman.
Imagine after she said that, they cut to a shot of that lady's legs or a lack of legs. That would be insane and criminal, and I'd die laughing. I'm sorry. That shit would be funny as hell.
As a woman.
That ignores a lot that I'm a woman with a disability. So there's a lot stopping me that you don't have to think about.
Well,
but that's specifically about your disability, not you as a woman. So shut up. You know what I'm saying? They can't answer the question, bruh.
speaking about women. I'm not.
You're speaking for yourself.
You're speaking as an able-bodied
white woman.
I
that is white.
Represents white.
Of course, there's going to be other barriers if you're disabled. I'm sure. I'm talking about as a woman.
So you're just going to ignore
white
the
women
pay
have it
gap.
easier. Yes, I would agree.
What?
You're just going to ignore the
You see,
pay gap.
why she had to throw in white women. She had to throw in white. Women in general. There are things that affect women, no matter what you look like, in general. That's what she's talking about. They can't admit that. They always got to put something. Let's keep going, bro. They finna make me mad, bro.
Regulation over bodies.
The pay gap has been
Pay gap is fake.
Pay gap, regulation over bodies.
The pay gap has been disproven and debunked.
Pay gap doesn't exist,
my friend.
It doesn't. It's the industries that women pick.
Let's talk about it.
There's a pay gap, but it's because women don't want to do the hardest industries.
I don't think it's that simple. I think that's an oversimplification.
That's one of the aspects of it.
Doesn't matter.
Because they don't want to do the hardest jobs, right? Ain't no fucking female construction workers, garbage man, line man, fucking... How much motherfuckers in the army that's women to compare to men? That's on the front lines. The niggas that's fighting for real. The ones where you got to be in tip-top shape, okay? It's not women, it's men. Because women don't want to do those jobs, and they're not as physically capable to do those jobs, so that means the work is not going to be as efficient. That's just what it is. Also, women are more likely to take more vacation time off, maternity leave. They don't work as many hours as men. Okay, they're not as willing to argue for their salary, for a raise as compared to a man. Okay, and that's just what it is. What it is, bro. It's not because of lack of access. It's because women just don't want those jobs, bro. Sorry.
Women structure their lives differently to men. Men don't give birth. Men don't have to carry pregnancies. Men don't have to be the primary caregiver most of the time. Women also don't hold jobs for as long as men do. They often will stop and start. They'll go back into work. They'll take time
Sydney
off.
snapping. Why should the white women gotta snap? Where the black women with sense, bruh? Show me but I want to see the smart black women. There's plenty, but they never fucking put them on these platforms, bruh. They always put the fucking idiot black motherfuckers on here. Not the smart black people. They put the stupid black people on here, bro. I swear to God, this shit be pissing me off. Damn. Why don't they get a Mala on here or something, bro? Or fucking, what's the other girl name? Aaliyah? I don't remember. Damn. Why didn't they get Patience Zena on here or something? Damn.
Take part-time
What's patience?
jobs. The way that men work and women work are astronomically different, and to try to say that they're comparable is where this issue comes from. They're not comparable.
Two things. First of all, let's dig into why they think that they should take these jobs, which is societal sexism.
Wrong. This is something that came up too a little bit on the male panel. This idea that everybody's actions and behaviors is solely due to society, bruh. No. This is what the natural course of nature is. This is natural. You tell me because of society, women don't want to be garbage men? Because of society, women don't want to work hard, manual labor jobs. That's why? Not because they're just not built for it like a man is? That's not the reason? Shut the fuck up. Just because of that, I already know damn near everything that's going to come out this motherfucker's mouth is going to be some stupid shit. Damn, I was trying not to cuss, but look what it got me doing.
I mean, Department of Labor, all statistics, at least speaking in the U.S., have found that when compared for the same jobs, there still is a pay gap, particularly when it pertains to race.
Because 60% of women have never asked for a raise. So how can you complain about your pay if you don't ask?
Why are they not asking?
What happens when women ask for a raise?
Sorry, I've been wanting to say something, but I want to be
respectful.
Speak.
I
don't want
to
interrupt people, and I want to let them finish their thoughts.
She's nice.
But, you know,
Go through the wall.
It is a very privileged label, right, to be able to say that you're feminist, right? And I say that because I come from
that color
a
green
working
shit
class
on.
background of Dominican immigrant parents. My mother would not necessarily identify as a feminist. I look to my mother, and I do think of her as a feminist. A lot of my ideas and my empowerment comes from seeing her survive and put food on the table. When I'm thinking about feminism, I'm always thinking about who's not part of the conversation. What are the barriers? How do we think about equity? How do we think about self-empowerment and agency and having a voice, right, and having choice, and thinking about our basic human rights, education, access to health, homes, like having bread, having food, and those things are very important, right? And they're at the crux, right, of what a lot of us here know that we need. It's like there are the barriers, right, that we constantly ignore that are very much systemic and microaggressive, right? We see them and experience them every day.
Like what in the U.S.?
So,
like what?
What would you like to know an example of?
I know you said that there's like barriers. I want to know what barriers in the U.S. today as a woman.
Well, as a woman or as a woman of color? Let's be specific.
As a woman. I said
and we
as
don't.
a woman.
Well, no, I can't answer as a woman.
I
I'm
just feel
not-
like
Whoa,
your question
what?
is kind of hostile when you're like.
Well, no, I can't answer as a woman.
I
I'm
just
just
feel
not
like
a
your
woman.
question.
Are you serious? You can't answer as a woman? What, because you're a black woman? You can't answer as a woman? Bro, this is what I be talking about, bro. Motherfuckers let their identity get to their brain. What? It's a simple question. And they can't ever answer simple questions. What barriers do you face in America today as a woman? That's it. Answer. Oh, as a woman or as a woman of color? I can't answer as a woman. What the fuck? What is a woman? That's what I come back to. Oh, these people piss me off, bro. They piss me off. I had faith in her, bro. I like that color green. And she let me down.
Is kind of hostile when you're like,
What'd you say?
Answer as a woman.
I
I'm
just feel
not
like your
a woman,
question is
right?
kind of hostile when you're like, there are no barriers to what I want. Congratulations. That means you have a privilege where you're not facing any friction, and that's showing, and I feel like it's
I think
like
I think as an American, you're very privileged.
Like,
I'm not ignoring that.
Or like a basic level of what, I mean, the feminist movement is when it comes to just being born a woman, right? Physically, pound for pound. We are.
They're not gonna let you say that. I feel like somebody cringed when you said that.
And it comes to just being born a woman, right? Physically, pound for pound, we are born as women and we have less lean muscle mass than men. So there are issues of violence and assault and stuff like that. And so therefore, there are policies, there are things to help women physically, like, for example, I believe being able to carry a firearm and being able to use that safely to defend yourself against men who are born naturally with more muscle mass than a woman.
Ooh! I keep hearing the term equity. What would a world that has equity look like? Like, would it be 50% of everyone in the same jobs? Would it be like prison, 50%?
That's equality.
50%. So what does equity look like?
So equity is generally described as a state of fairness because historically a lot of people have been arguing for equality. But what does that give us? Like 0.5 of the 1% being women. This doesn't really do anything for us. And so people have talked about equity instead, which is instead of sameness, it's fairness. And this would mean that we remove systemic barriers to engage in society, not just for women, but also for everyone.
So which
what barriers? Say it.
Those barriers that you don't believe in.
What does it do for you to have a bunch of ramps in your life? It doesn't do shit. I need those ramps, right?
Can we stick to male versus female? That's my question.
Right. They can't fucking answer, bro. My bad. Let me stop cussing. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry, Susan. Okay? They can't answer. What are the barriers? The ones you don't believe in. Shut up. Shut up. They would not have wanted me put on the panel with these people, bro. Cause see, I was on mine. I was being very cordial, very calm. I wasn't being too aggressive because it was all kind of just being respectful to each other type shit. But if that's all I gotta say. And the one with the no legs, okay. Keep talking about, well, Rams, what if Rams do for you? Bro, please, we're not talking about your disability. Please, talk about your gender. Gosh.
I'm thinking male versus female.
But my feminism includes ability, it includes
my
race.
question is,
you guys can talk.
Women versus men. Like what
Yo, the host like
you guys can talk.
Women versus men. Like what barriers do we need removed? Because that's my statement. I'm not stating anything else. I'm stating women versus men.
It's very
look, why she looks so sick?
I'm not stating anything else.
She ain't got no lips, bro.
It's very
silly. That's your disability.
I'm
sorry.
I just want to.
It's a fair question.
So, yeah, but
it's not a fair question. It's
how is it not a fair question?
Kind of proving the point of what people, especially black women, other people who are anybody who's not white, why we hear feminism and we don't want that label because it means. I'm just gonna say it means that. Like it means that you're you've already gone into a pinnacle of whatever you think your happiness needs or whatever your survivalist needs are, when there are people on lower end who are trying to survive, who are trying to get to a point of what should be normal, based on what other people have.
It sort of sounds like you're saying feminism is not always inclusive then.
Right. It's most of the time it's not inclusive. It's more times than not, it's not. So, and within the just feminism space, again, there obviously the very basic is male versus female versus, you know.
Why you keep shaking your head? Why you keep shaking your head? What else, bruh?
We've only had one subset of women be the face and voice and the academics and research and everything to be able to say, well, that's the standard we need to be in, when there are other people who are still trying to get to some type of normalcy and just living.
What is the biggest issue then that feminism faces?
I think it's the mindset. Women taking like the agency, women taking
What was her
initiative.
name? Layla?
I think it's mindset holding them back a lot, because if
California.
you want to be in a competitive world and compete, you have to have the right mindset. And I think a lot of people blame their lack of
drive,
confidence.
Ooh, lack of confidence, lack of drive, lack of grit and tenacity, and they blame it on their identity. Oh, woe is me. Everybody hates me. I'm a woman. Ooh, I'm black. Ooh, I'm gay. Ooh, I'm disabled. Ooh, and the world hates me and I can't fucking succeed. Yes, you can. Listen, I'm not saying that there's no differences in people's experience based off of their identity, right? There's always going to be different experiences because of the world that we're in, society that we're in. We are all different. So, of course, the world is going to react to us differently. But to say that in this day and age, that it is the norm to not be able to succeed because of what you look like is an L. It's false. It's not real. I don't care. Now, if you was talking like in freaking maybe 60 years ago, 40 years ago, even 30 years ago, the early 2010s. But we're talking about modern day. Modern day. No.
Or what society tells them for the reason they're not achieving what they need to achieve, when that's not the case. You have to have
Yo, what's wrong with City Face, bro? Why he did that? I was making faces too when I was up there, so I'm gonna see if they gonna show.
Of achieving, because the men who built the world had the mindset of building it. So the women who want to engage and build that further, they need to have that same mindset.
I don't think we do. I think that's like assuming that we all want to be capitalist babies.
What?
I think that men are not well adjusted in the society, and women are not trying to re-embody what they have built for us.
Roads and buildings and pools and beaches and parks and everything. What are you talking about?
What we're forgetting is a very important detail, which is just like human respect and dignity.
Yeah,
and not asking people to prove what their experience is and to prove to you. Like, it is like such conservative thinking to say, like, I don't understand, explain it to me, versus just saying, I don't understand and let me respect what you are saying.
I'm respecting where.
It's conservative thinking to say, I don't understand, please explain. What's wrong with these people, bro? What's wrong with them? Something is wrong. Something's wrong.
Whatever your starting point, I'm respecting that. I'm really respecting that. I'm saying that if you don't have the mindset you can even achieve it, you're never going to even try. So it's never.
Achieve what? Like, what are we talking about? Because I feel like
goals.
they injected this like capitalist ideology on every
Capitalist.
Whatever it is you're looking for, equality, equity. But what I'm saying is, women in the feminist space and a lot of these other spaces, we don't acknowledge that we have to take the initiative. We have to take the action. We have to have the mindset. We have to demand those things.
I don't understand how we're getting so off topic. This is about feminism today, whereas everybody wants to make this about their individual, here are all the...
That was kind of a strange cut. I feel like they cut some stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The multitude of other things that factor into my person. Great. This is about feminism. It's about womanhood. I understand that all of you have your own...
Antonio looked tired of this shit, boy.
experiences and the other things that feed into you as a person, that's perfectly fine. But this is where intersectionality falls off the planet and loses, I would argue, probably the vast majority of people, including me. I'm not even a feminist. I don't give a crap about feminists arguing amongst themselves about who's the most victimized. But this is annoying to listen to. I honestly I don't understand anything anybody's even trying to get at.
Look, I just want to say that I don't think equity and this concept of competition can't coexist with each other. Equity is building more facilities for people who need them. It is recognizing that there are holes in the market and there's opportunities for women and feminine, expansive people and meeting those opportunities.
I think it's funny that there's two biological males on a panel talking about women's issues and or talk about feminists, you know, feminism. At this point, you might as well just have it a mixed conversation instead of an all-women panel, right? I don't care what nobody say, bro. I'm not going for that. Call it whatever you want. Sorry.
Equity can buoy the pre-existing
I didn't make fun of them, YouTube. I just said a fact, okay?
We live in a good way.
And this is where we're going to get to what I think the real feminist arguments are based off of policy. And abortion is the biggest one.
Here we come.
How many of you would identify as pro-choice? Let's do a show of hands for pro-choice.
I feel like pro-choice is pro-life, though.
Yeah.
Okay, and folks who identify as pro-life? Why do you identify as each?
You've gone from legal, safe, rare to, yeah, I'm so proud, let me beatbox in front of the Planned Parenthood, yeah, I got murder on my mind. The fact that it's celebrated that murdering children, especially in late-term pregnancies, is celebrated, that people are so proud of themselves for mutilating a fetus is just, it blows my mind. And I don't think that you need to be pro-life to even take that stand.
You said late-term pregnancy.
Yes.
A lot of abortions do not happen
I made
in
the
late-term
distinction.
pregnancy.
I made the distinction specifically because lots of people still celebrate. There are people who, when the laws were passed actually here in New York, they said, yes, great, yes, I love the fact that...
But you need to ask about what are people celebrating, right? They're celebrating access. We're not celebrating killing kids. Like, that's not what it is.
Well, so this is what I'm saying.
So, like, here's the thing. When we're talking about access to reproductive health and to abortion rights, right, and to being pro-choice, listen, that's your body, you do you.
The child is not your
body.
Uh-oh. Who said that? Who said the child's not your body? Because that is facts. The child's not your body. The child is its own organism. So when they say my body, my choice, that's not to say that I'm pro-life, I guess. I understand the need for abortions, okay? I've talked about this before.
A baby.
It's so scary for me to hear people calling like guns the biggest equalizer for women, but taking their choices away from them at a policy level.
Why is that?
Having
what the fuck? Why did they cut it like that? Why is that? You heard that? Y'all heard that, right? Anyways, let's keep on. So my bad. I don't like that motherfucker right there. Whatever her name was. Yamda Ali. I don't care. I don't like her.
Having rights is an equalizer. Yeah, having choice is an equalizer.
Just like a gun right.
And in this country,
41 forms of birth
policies
control.
that are pushed to continue perpetuating patriarchy and anti-women...
patriarchy.
Taking the autonomy away from women. It is heartbreaking to see women pushing that propaganda. It's all brainwash. Like you,
it's brainwash because you don't agree with
Antonia shooting shots. Blow, blow, blow. It's brainwash because you don't agree with me. Ooh, ooh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have lived deeply institutionalized. I have lived under Islam. I'm not interested in any of that. Like, there's no like.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
No, I'm not interested in like
living,
thinking that like women are doing this really bad thing. Like in my religion, abortion is actually allowed. If the woman needs it, she's allowed because it's very interesting how like fundamental America is. Like fundamentalist.
This is nothing to do with
like
even religion. This is very
conservative
basic
thinking.
Scientific human rights.
We're also talking about people not having access to abortion clinics where they're doing the things themselves and they die, right? We're also talking about women in the hospital who are pregnant, who have chosen to stay with their pregnancy and have issues at hospitals, and hospitals that are like, oh, no, we don't do that. Listen, for whatever reason, you don't need to explain it to anybody, but a lot of times when we're talking about access to reproductive health, for me, I'm thinking about Black, Indigenous, people of color, particularly women and girls who are working class, who do not have even access to like proper sexual education. It's the oppressive state of saying, I will force you to have a child even against your own will.
Wait. Hey. See, when they use language like that, it's kind of like, who is forcing you, bro? Nobody's forcing you. What Pearl say? There's 43 types of birth control. You can get a plan B as well. There's protection. There's a lot of steps before pregnancy comes. It's just that people choose not to use them, or, you know, there's accidents every now and then. Maybe you could say that goes into the availability, access to argument, but I'm pretty sure anyone can go to the doctor and get some birth control, bro. You know, what's stopping you? Just back to what Pearl said. What's stopping you? What barriers? What's stopping you? Sex education, I guess you could argue, maybe. But let's keep going.
Right, especially when you're thinking about women and girls who would be forced to have these children, who are already living in very traumatized and scarce situations. You want to ask about barriers? That's a barrier right there.
Women in poverty aren't able to access the way that rich women are, and no matter what happens, rich women are gonna keep getting abortions, and people in poverty are gonna not. And the choice, opening it up, the overruling, is marginally affecting people of color, people in poverty, way more than people who are going to get access to those abortions.
Actually,
anyway.
Incorrect. You're the misquote. There's actually more abortions for people in poverty. It's just at a lower rate.
Why do you think that abortion has been so tied up
what does that mean?
Feminism
more abortions, but it's a lower rate? Like, does that mean not as often? I don't know. I don't understand that.
It's all just social structure set up around bodies. So if not all women are able to have babies, but it's about the barriers and value that we give to these specific bodies, right? And so if abortion happens in a woman's body, that's why this conversation is coming up.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You said that not all women are able to have babies or pregnancies. Are you saying, meaning like an infertility issue?
A number of reasons. There's all kinds of reasons that not all women are having babies.
Pearl, I saw your hand up. Yeah.
I think women want to sleep around and not have any consequence for it.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah!
Yeah, instead of, you know, taking personal accountability and being on birth control, they just want to like do whatever they want.
Yo! Bruh, you saw how all them motherfuckers Yo, I'm crying. You could tell. Hold on. You could tell. Look.
That's for it.
You could tell our Pearl face. She's like, she thought about that shit when she said it. She's like, oh yeah, this gonna get him. I'm gonna get it with this one. Hold on. At first, isn't that crazy? They're like, women just want to sleep around. Woohoo! Woohoo! They don't want to have accountability for their actions. God damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. They thought she was going on their side. No, sucker, no.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah!
And why is that one? Why is that one so like, yeah, you ain't getting no play? Let me stop. Is that bullying? Nah, you ain't getting no play. Talking about, yeah, you ain't getting no play. Shut up. This conversation's not for you, okay? Damn.
No, taking personal accountability and being on birth control, they just want to like do whatever they want.
You say this like it's a bad thing.
Yeah. It almost sounds like you said.
Can I also ask, do you have any care to empower women, or is disempowering women part of your like steez?
To see this as shame, insult, guilt.
Ooh, word to Kevin Samuels. That should shout out Kevin Samuels' name. Look at that. Do you enjoy Depowering women. Shut up, okay? Telling motherfuckers not to sleep around is depowering women. So in that case, telling men not to sleep around is depowering men, huh? You don't like that. You don't like that. Flipping the table. Shut up.
Is it empowering to sleep around?
No,
Why
what
is
I'm
that
saying
empowering?
is like, I feel
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like it is empowering for a man. The reason I say that is because as a man, right, we have to work for the box. So when we work for the box and we successfully are able to get the box, we feel euphoria. That dopamine release, it's like, dang, I worked for something and I earned it. Because I was eligible and I met the criteria, I was able to get this thing that most men are not getting. People my age, 2 out of 3 men, my age range, in the 20s, 2 out of 3 are not having sex. So if you tell me, I go out and, you know, I talk to a girl, you know what I'm saying, I spit some game, I make her, you know, vote with my personality, you know what I'm saying, just off my mouth, off my talk game, and then eventually to something, and I get in them draws, boy, of course I'm gonna feel good. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be dancing, because I earned it. So yes, sex does empower men, but too much of a good thing is a bad thing. So there is an extent to that, of course. But I just had to say that real quick. Hey, this is going to be the end of part 1. Yeah, this is the end of part 1. I'll see you on part 2. Yum!